Welcome to Module 4, Unit 3. We are going to use a cutting plane. Here I have my draft, my working sheets. This is the sheet I used in previous unit, and I have created 3 working sheets for the 3 examples we are going to do. This is the sheet for my first example, and I'm going to show you the first part. As you see, it has 2 holes, a threaded hole, and a simple hole, and I have to cut the part to see and dimension the holes. So first of all, I'm going to load one view of my part. I'm going to change it because I want to load the top view to indicate the cutting plane in my top view. So I customize the view I want to load. As you can see, it is too big for my sheet, so I'm going to scale it. And I'm going to change to scale 1:1, for example. Now I am ready to draw my cutting plane. I choose the top view and I zoom to see the view correctly and to be able to draw my cutting plane. I must set the center, and with the alignment I can start drawing my line, which will be my cutting plane. I close and I can choose my point of view. I want this point of view. I have my cutting plane, and now I say section. I choose the cutting plane, and here I have my front view. I cut it completely because it's not symmetric. This word in Spanish, corte, I have to delete it and also change this line because standard indicates just the 2 ends must be thick. So I change to thick, thin, as the standard states. So now this line is correctly drawn. Click right button, Properties, and here in Caption, as you will see now, I delete what Solid Edge has written and change to what standard says, just AA. I accept, and I can move this because probably I will need to dimension on the bottom of my front view. Now let's see second example. This is my part. As you can see, it has a counterbore hole and a milling. So once again, I must cut the view to see the holes. I'm going to load the front view, as I did in the first example. So I customize it to change the view I need. Now I have my top view, and in this top view I will indicate the cutting plane. I choose the view and I zoom to see it better. This is the line, and I'm going to use a parallel cutting plane. It's in the standard. You can use this type of plane. I close, I choose my point of view, and now I section. This is my plane, and as I did in previous example, I must delete this word and change the line of the cutting plane to thick, thin, as standard indicates. Now this is our third short example. See now the part is symmetric. It has two identical blind threaded holes. So what I will do is cut the right side of the front view, just the right side, not all the front view. Again, I need to customize and change the view solid edge will load because I want top view. It depends on your example. You will need first to load top view or front view depending on the view you are going to cut and where you are going to indicate the cutting plane. I change the scale, and now, as I did in previous examples, cutting plane, I zoom once again because cutting plane should be perfectly drawn. If not, the view won't be correctly cut. So the left side is not cut. The plane is outside. Sorry, I clicked too early. I'm going to do it correctly. This is my line. It is outside the part because I don't want to cut the left side. And now I cut it on the right side. So this is my cutting plane. I close, I state my point of view, I fit an X section. But now see this line. This shouldn't be here. It shouldn't be a thick line. It should be a center line. So what I'm going to do is to hide this edge. If you click here, there is no edge. It should be center line. We will do it in Unit 5. Of course, I must delete this word, as we have already said. And of course, the cutting plane line should be thick, thin, because it is what the standard says. This is the end of Module 4, Unit 3. In Unit 4, we will do a broken out section.